At least we're all here
At
so
least
far.
we're all here. Okay,
Yeah.
so moving forward, we have it recording. So duplicate is just to make it easier for you to add 17 weeks if you had 17 weeks. Any other questions about that?
That's fine. Yeah, we can.
Okay, so you'll just want to, the first step will be come in and make all the edits, right? Come into each of these, make sure they look correct and that you're happy with the information that you're putting out there. Second step is to start duplicating from those perfect listings so that you can then just do the other 2 sessions really quickly and easily. Because essentially the only thing that's changing could be the description, but definitely the dates. But everything else should be staying the same.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to talk about, a couple of these buttons here in the middle. So if you want to message, so send an email to the group of people who have purchased the June 22nd through 26th Mandarin K3 camp. So let's say right now you have 20 spots. Let's say 11 people are signed up and you need to get in contact with just those 11 people. You can use this icon. It allows you to send an email to just those families.
Okay.
So this is really awesome if it warning of it starts to rain and you're like, oh shoot, we were going to go to the park today. Don't forget your raincoats and an umbrella.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next icon over is view the event as a customer. So this allows you to kind of spot check your work. So if we click here, this just takes us into the purchase page as a customer would see it.
Oh, that's a great feature.
Yeah, so I really like this so that I can kind of spot check my work and make sure that everything looks correct.
Yeah.
All right, this icon is manually adding a reservation on behalf of a customer. So in the event that they call and say, help, I need you to register my kid for me. I can't get to my computer. And you're nice and you say, okay, I can do that for you. You can manually add their reservation on their behalf. So you will be adding the kid to the roster and taking payment. So once you have a customer list in here, you can either pick from that existing customer list or you can add them as a brand new customer. Speaking of customers, would you like us to be importing customer information for you?
I think we'll let them register. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Just do it from scratch?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. So right now you won't have an existing customer list, I guess, if they're, because they're not in our system. So just don't get confused with the language. Because they're an existing customer with you, if they're not in this system, they'd be a new customer.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about manually adding? No. I don't know how often that comes up for you, but.
Yeah, we hope not.
Yeah, some people do a lot of it and some people don't do any. So, I guess it just depends on the business.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is your attendance rosters, how to get them, what they look like. So in order to show you that, I'm going to use my fake account. So I'm going to flip over here and I'm going to click on the title of my camp. So Biking Summer Camp. This takes us into Just Biking Summer Camp, February 7th through, this was a year long. Okay, interesting camp. So we have 3 kids that are signed up for it.
Okay.
If you click into the actual date itself, you're able to take attendance if that's something that you do. In this screen, you also can export your attendance information so that it's on paper if you'd like.
Yeah, we need that. Especially our preschool, we need to have parents to sign out with actually signature.
So we actually have an app that you can download where they can do that electronically with their finger and it'll timestamp it and save it in here. So it'll avoid you having to print and save paper.
How does it look? Can we see?
Well, I don't have a way to show you on my computer screen, but I do have, in the email that I'm going to send you, there is a link so that you can view the app in action that we've recorded on a phone, so you can check those videos out.
Okay, so that will require parents to download the
Nope.
app.
Nope. It's on your
Um,
app.
So if we have a computer or we have like a tablet for parents to sign in, is that what it needs?
Exactly.
Okay.
So you can
Yeah.
check that out, but if you want to print the roster, you can do that. But a lot of our providers don't want to print pieces of paper anymore, and they like that it records the sign in and out in the system. So they've stopped using paper and they've started using the app.
I know. We may have to, I think that anyway, I think we may need to do paper for the time being because for preschool, the community care licensing is very strict. And
whatever works for you. I'm not here to tell you how to run your business.
yeah, and it would be nice we can do it, but they're not that
Okay,
exactly.
so in here we can also, you'll notice, add a reservation if you need to in this screen as well. So lots of familiar icons exist, right? There's a lot of different places to get the same information.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about this screen?
So can we take a look at it if you download them, because we're talking about we want to print out the roster. What does it look like?
Okay, yeah, so let me export it. And then it'll send me an email. So let me just let that compile for a second. It probably won't take very long because it's only 3 people, but I just, so while we let that download, do you have any other questions?
None on my side.
Okay, so you can also download from the date itself. So what we just exported is going to be everybody who's coming to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you wanted to just download 2/6. You can do that as well. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay, let's see. Hasn't come in yet. Now that I've checked it, a little red dot will appear here. So your rosters, it's going to be just like everything about the kid, right? Like who purchased it, the parent's name, their email address, their contact info, any allergies. So, I mean, these reports are pretty in depth.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Let's talk about the schedule while we wait for that. Any other questions that are coming up here on the schedule view and what happens in here?
At this moment, no. I think that wait for the download. I think that's where one of the most important functionality we need is.
Yeah, it's
Still,
this is a fake account, so none of this is real, and sometimes it just lags a little bit because it's not. We don't have a lot of server, like we usually don't pull reports from here, so we'll just wait on that. Anyway, we'll just keep going if that's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm just gonna step out really quickly just to answer this call.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 moment.
Okay, so if you're feeling good about the schedule, we can wait and then move on, or would you like to?
Yeah, I think the schedule is fine.
I'm back. Good? I'm back.
Okay, so we're feeling good about everything here in the schedule?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes.
So we're going to move down and talk about customers. So this is important stuff. Okay. So customers view all. Right now you will have a blank screen, right? No customers are in here. Once you have purchases rolling in, your customer list will look like this. So you can search your customer list by name or half a name or just a couple letters or the mom's, if you don't remember who you're looking for, you can pull up information here.
Okay.
Okay. We can also use filters just like we can on the schedule page to filter down to kind of itemize and collect data on just a certain group of customers. So for instance, I'd like to filter for everybody who has a child that's a certain age, or like I'd like to filter for everybody who's made a purchase in the past for camps or, has purchased a party with me. So you can kind of segment your customers here.
Mm-hmm.
In this page, you can also export your full customer list so you have all of their information. You can also message your full customer list here.
Okay.
Any questions about those two features?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. So all of these are links to the customer accounts. So, when you come in and you're looking for a customer, you can find them in the list. You can click on their name. This takes you into their customer account. This is the customer, the paying customer's information, the parent, if you will. Their children will be underneath them.
Okay.
So this is Usher. Usher's mom is Lauren. Usher was born on 7/4/13. He's a boy. He's allergic to bad dancing. So all of this information she's provided to you.
Okay.
Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. So down here is the purchase history that Lauren has made with you.
Okay. One question that come up, just like the information about allergy and other things. So those are questions that we set up when they make purchase. We can ask those questions.
Nope, these are already asked. These are things that we require.
Oh, okay. So you already included in the form.
Yep.
All right.
So we asked. This is required information.
Okay.
So what we're going to kind of cover here is how to manage a purchase. So like if you need to cancel the reservation, if they want a refund, if you need to reschedule them.
Okay.
So if they call and say that they're no longer coming to camp or they want to reschedule, you need to take some type of action on their account.
Yeah.
You'll come into the account itself. You'll find the line item, the purchase in here. And on the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the dollar amount that they paid.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll click on that dollar amount.
Mm-hmm.
This brings us into the transaction detail page for Lauren's purchase. So you can see that she paid on this day. It's for soccer class. Her Visa was charged $100. Down below, these are all the emails that have gone to Lauren that, some of these she's opened that are associated with this purchase. In the top right-hand corner, you have several options. So Lauren wants to cancel. We're going to cancel her reservation.
Mm-hmm.
We can opt to give her a refund back to her paying credit card. You can opt to give her a partial refund.
Yeah.
You can also opt to give her no refund.
Okay.
I guess that's my question. So let's say you when they make the purchase, it's say $100, and we gave you $395, and if they ask for a refund, and the $395, you still keep that, right?
Nope, we all lose.
Oh, we all lose.
We
Okay.
all lose money.
Oh, so that's yeah.
Refunds are a wash. So you're giving back your money and we're giving back our money.
I see. Okay.
So the refund, keep in mind, we're trying to make the customer whole again, right? They paid $100. So even though we technically kept a processing fee from that to pay credit card processing charges, we have to make the customer whole. We can't withhold their money.
I see. Yeah, we did have a policy says they have to pay 50%.
Yeah, that's your policy, and so you would be giving them $50 back.
Whatever we keep, and then you get a portion of what we keep. Is that right?
Well, no, this is a refund. This is totally different than a charge. We don't get anything from this.
I see.
The only time that there's a fee associated is when there's a charge, because we have to pay the credit card company.
Mm-hmm.
So this is you giving them $50 back.
Yeah. Okay.
Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So canceling the reservation will give them any dollar amount here that you have specified. It'll send them this email, and the child will be removed from the roster, so you're no longer expecting them.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Then we will get notification as well about the cancellation.
Well, you're doing this. They aren't.
Right. But say, for record keeping, will it give us some sort of record keeping of all the cancellations we make?
Well, yeah, and also like it's not going to go away. See this one? It's been canceled. Yeah. So just because they canceled, I mean, we don't delete that information.
Okay.
It always lives there, but the child will not be like when you look at soccer camp, Usher's not going to be in there.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. So at least there's a record of.
Yeah, so you can see they purchased it, but it's sort of like if you go to Target knows what you've purchased and what you've returned. It's
okay.
Right? It's a computer system.
Right. So if a parent ever comes back and says, hey, I didn't get my refund, we can just tell them, oh, we have a record of the cancellation and you should have received it, right?
Yeah, and I mean, everything is in here. So remember those emails down at the bottom?
Yeah.
Your reservation was canceled. This goes to the parent.
Okay.
So she got this email. It was sent May 8th. She didn't open it.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yeah. So
okay.
You're able to see if they ever open
Yep.
it. Okay. Yep. That's good to know.
Okay. The next thing that we're going to talk about is reschedule. So maybe they signed up for week 1 and now they really want to come week 4. You can just move them from one camp to the other. So they're in soccer class. Now I'm going to move, these are all the available things in our fake account. So now instead of soccer class, I'm going to move them to the Kids of Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to click reschedule. So this is going to move Usher from soccer class to the Kids of Broadway.
So this will be helpful for us, Alyssa, just if they switch weeks. They say, oh, we first signed up, week 1, but now we want to switch week 3. So we can just,
okay. Yep. So you just move them from one to the other. Then if there is a price difference for some reason, like for some reason one of the camps costs more or less, you can then refund them or charge them.
Okay.
So charge meaning maybe they decided last minute that they want to have extra care, so you need to, charge them for it.
So that's it. So Lauren, the question is, so if they, we have this so-called drop-in care. It's basically they did not buy anything ahead of time, but that day parent just came in late and then we'll charge them. So that's the way we can charge them from here?
Yep. Any extra charge.
We can just do it here. Okay. That's good.
So like that late pickup fee, $5 a minute, you were late. So you would charge them their money. Okay. Any questions?
No.
Okay. How are you feeling about customer stuff?
It's good. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's pretty, we try to make it really easy, not a lot of cognitive load so that you know exactly what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
On this screen, I forgot to mention a little earlier that you can add credit to their account if you'd like. So instead of giving them like a dollar amount refund, you can say, great, we'll give you a refund, but you have to spend it with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Any other questions on customers?
I think right now we don't.
Okay. So let's talk about the finance section here. So this is really important for you when you first log in. You'll want to come in and finish this account setup so that you can get paid.
Yeah.
The next thing is the balance tab and adding a bank account. This is where the payments will come to you from.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, come to you at. Once you add a bank account, there'll be a little clock in the top right-hand corner. Okay. The clock allows you to schedule your payouts daily, weekly, or monthly.
Okay.
So they'll be initiated to you in a direct deposit situation on that schedule that you select.
Okay.
Okay?
So we can choose any frequency?
Daily, weekly, or monthly.
Monthly, okay.
Mm-hmm. Most of our providers are doing weekly payouts.
I see.
Okay, so the last icon, or I'm sorry, the last page here is transactions. Right now, of course, you have nothing in here. When you do, it's going to be a running log of everything coming in and everything going out in your account.
Okay.
So you can filter for certain things, like maybe I want to filter for just camp reservations. So now I've filtered my transactions for anything that's a camp purchase.
That's
Maybe
great.
I also want to filter by date range.
Yeah.
In the top right-hand corner, you can export this information. So this is where you're going to do all your reporting.
Yeah.
Or, like finances, taxes, understanding how much money you're making, all that stuff. This reporting can be customized. It'll come to you in an Excel file.
Yeah.
So that you can, get all this data in one place.
Just one question. I forgot where it was when we did the call with Samara. We were wondering, because there is this lag between the parent make transaction and then the money goes into our bank account. And
it's a small lag. It's because the paying bank.
Right.
So, okay, we'll talk about it this way. I have Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
I initiate my payment with you today.
Mm-hmm.
My Wells Fargo bank account has to talk to our bank account being Galore, or I'm sorry, that's our fake business. Connect, right? So the Wells Fargo bank has to talk to our bank. That takes a couple days.
Right.
Then the money comes to you, will be here in your balance tab, right? Like, let's say it's $400.
Exactly.
You pay this out on, let's say, but maybe it's a weekly payout, right? So it's Wednesday. This is all going to collect, and then on Monday you're initiating your payout.
Sorry, I'm back.
It'll take maybe a couple days from the Connect bank account to send this to your bank account.
Right.
It's all bank talking to bank.
Yeah. Which is fine. I understand that delay. So my question is that one at one particular moment, let's say end of the month, that we want to see, what's how much payment we have got, and
okay, that's just all in transactions. You just would filter for payouts.
Payouts. Let me see the payout.
These are all the payouts that we've initiated to our fake bank account.
Okay, so the payouts is the one that we received.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Transaction is the one that all the parents have made payment.
Well,
okay.
The transactions tab is everything. So you'll notice this line is a payout. This line is Samara getting a $20 credit. This line is a refund. Some of this is absolutely everything that's going on in your account.
So I noticed something that said pending. Does that mean that it's just in transition before becoming successful?
Whoa, where did you see that?
I think it was in a previous page. It just said
here. This is a payout that's being transferred right now.
Yeah, so that's in transition, and then after it's being paid out, then it'll just say successful.
It just won't be pending or this money, depending on your payouts, it'll say how much money you have pending to your bank.
Okay.
So, keep in mind, again, this is a fake account. We have random stuff going on in here. So this is not necessarily like what I would be basing what your account will look like off of.
Right.
Is supposed to just give you a general idea.
This
is all fake funds. We don't actually have a bank account, so I'm guessing that's why 131 payouts are quote pending, because we don't have a place for this to go.
Right. I mean, yeah, but I guess just the terminology, I think, is what I'm curious.
Well, this is pending to your bank, right? It's being sent there.
Okay.
Can I just go back? Can we go back to the finance, and then this is the balance. Balance reflect what the total. What's the difference between balance and the transaction? I guess that's
the transactions tab is where you do reporting. This is everything going on in your account. Okay. So if you want to report on how many people have purchased X amount of things, or they've used care.com credit, or they, you know, all of this is where you're pulling reporting. This is your like receipts, right? These are all the things coming in and out. Your balance tab is just payment stuff, like where you're getting paid.
Okay.
This is a high level overview. So far, we've made 174,000 fake dollars.
Okay. So can we go back to transaction? Let me see, where's the tab to filter the payout? I think you showed me earlier. Where did
right
we
here,
go?
Filter by transaction type.
By transaction type. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of stuff in here that we just can't cover on training. You're going to want to come in and, you know, kind of like poke around on your own. We also have FAQs that are great. I haven't talked about them yet, but if you click on your name in the top left-hand corner of your dashboard and then click FAQ, we have a whole slew of articles in here for you. Like, you know, if you're like, what did Lauren say about how to pull reports? Finance and reporting. We have all these articles that'll really help you find your way.
Okay.
But there's so much in here. This platform is really awesome. We have a lot of features in here that you may or may not use. We're always adding stuff. And so, you know, some of it'll have to be a little bit of self-discovery.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we'll definitely look into that. Just, you know, if we really get stuck, would we be able to call to talk to someone?
We don't have a phone line. We have this is all going to be in my follow-up email. See this help button down here? You can click that at any time. It'll come to our support team. We're definitely happy to schedule a phone call. We just don't have the bandwidth to be answering live calls for 300 partners.
So just need to be scheduled.
Yeah, I mean, and it could be same day, you know, but just not, we just can't be answering. We have like 300 partners. We just wouldn't be able to answer every single call that comes in and give everybody the support that they need.
Okay.
So are we feeling good about finance?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I'm going to then drop down and we're going to talk about messages. So this is something that we were briefly covering, like how would I message these people, you know. So in messages, let's pretend we're going to draft something brand new. And let's say it's something that we want to send frequently, like your handbook. So we'll create a new template.
Okay.
And we'll say, let's call this template handbook. Okay. This is going to be an email. You can customize this message. So you can say, you know, like our handbook, please read, you know, whatever you want. And then say, hello. And then you can insert their name. Hello, Lauren. And then say like, thanks so much for purchasing camp with, you know, whatever this summer. Please review the handbook here before camp starts, and then you can link this to where you want it to go. There isn't an attachment here. You could insert like photos. You can customize this with, so maybe even if you have that saved as a photo, you could ask them to download it. But I think the best way is to save it somewhere on your website as a hidden page and just have them look there. And you can send this to them. You can format this however you'd like.
Okay. Yeah, we have our document on Google Drive.
So you can say, I mean, you should be able to save that as a
link.
Yeah, so this is how you would do that. So then we would save this in the top, save the template.
Okay.
And then you can just select this when you're messaging your customers. The handbook template would be available for you to select.
Yeah.
So you don't have to retype it every time.
Okay. And then is there a way for us to see how it would look to the customer and then make sure that the link is working?
I mean, I would just send it to yourself first.
Oh, okay.
This is your email, you know, like it's going to look like this, but in an email form.
Yeah, I think the only thing important, Alyssa, just in the Google Doc shared setting, you need to make sure anyone with link can open. So
Right.
you do not set them, has to be our schools, whatever, they have different levels.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would just suggest sending yourself, if you want to test the email, you can send yourself just an email.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not going to save this because it's not great.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any questions before we move on?
No, I think this is great.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. So we're going to click on account, and then we're going to talk about promo codes. Ooh, we're not going to save that terrible template. Okay, so we're in account and promos. This is where you can add promo codes that customers can use during checkout to get a discount if you'd like. So a little bit different than that sibling discount or the early bird discount. This would be more like an incentive. Hey, we want you to spend X amount of dollars with us, if you buy this, with this code, you get 15% off. So in the top right-hand corner, you would create your new code. You can create whatever you'd like.
Excuse me, I need to go out. My dog keep barking. Someone maybe at the door.
Okay.
I'll be right.
So you'll create the promo code and set it for what you'd like it to be worth. Does that make sense? Are you still there, Alyssa? Okay.
Hello?
Yep. Are you there?
Yeah, sorry, I got booted off a couple of times.
No worries. I was like talking and I was like, Alyssa, are you there? Nope.
Yes, sorry.
No problem.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. So basically with a promo code, you will just set up what you want it to be, right? So they have to enter this. They get this certain amount off if they enter this. You can limit it to new customers only. So this is kind of a good incentive. Like if you're a new customer, we'll give you $100 off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Oh, good. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, you got kicked off too?
No, you can also limit it to what kind of events you're having. So, if you wanted to limit it to just a camp, you could do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You also can set redeem by and use by dates. So you have to redeem it by this day and time. It expires on this day. You can also do kind of a doorbuster deal, like only the first 25 people who redeem this code get it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, so you could say like if you use Lauren Rocks and you're the first 25 people, you get $100 off. Yay, you were the best.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about promo codes?
No, it's very interesting. We never
Okay.
had that ability.
Yeah, so basically, just like with Amazon, right? The customer would then have to use this at checkout. It's not automatic.
That's a marketing tool.
Yeah.
Okay. Closing this up, and we're going to talk about team staffing. So right now, you're both in here. You are going to have other users that you can add if you'd like. So right now, Alyssa, you're kind of a basic admin user. You don't have access to give yourself more permissions. Jay, you are the admin, owner, end all be all of this account, so you have all the power.
Okay.
So
All right.
you will, if you guys add other users, you can use this little cheat sheet here. These little buttons just allow you to see different pages on, on the dashboard. Just a couple tips. On-site is for franchises, so probably not something that you'll even need to touch.
Yeah.
And customer service is for like front desk staff at a franchise, so it's sort of really limited. So you may want to use this, but you can check out the cheat sheet. So right now, Alyssa, basically you have like 90% of the access.
Okay.
If you want her to have finance access, we can turn that on. If not, it stays off.
Yeah.
You guys can decide what's best. So adding new folks to your account is just done here. So they'll have to set up their own login. That it's all secure. They have their own password, so you can keep track of them. If you end up using the provider app that we talked about a little earlier, everybody needs to have their own login.
I see.
If you do use the app, they don't need any permissions other than schedule. That's the only thing they need. So everything can be unchecked except schedule. And all they can do then is check people in and out, right? And like take attendance and that stuff. Okay.
So I'm wondering, is it beneficial to let the teacher who teaches the class, the camp, to have access to the schedule? And what do they see, I guess?
Well, they have the schedule page.
They just see the schedule, is.
Yeah,
so that would save us from emailing them.
You don't want them to email them?
No, just it will save us from, because currently we create a roster.
No, yeah. You don't even need to do that. If you add them as staff members and give them schedule access, they can get into all of that. But they can also, excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. If they have access, if they have their own login, they can get it in on the app. They don't even need to be on the computer. Their attendance and everything is right there on their phone.
Okay.
It's super easy.
Okay.
It's not, it's just a better way. We know that you guys are running camps. You're running around all day. You don't have access to your computer 24/7, but what do you always have in your hand? Your phone. So, if your teachers need to have their roster, they want to know what the allergies are, it's all in the app. They don't even need a piece of paper.
Okay.
So we can try that, Alyssa, see if it works. Maybe we can give them our iPad or something.
Yeah.
If they don't want to use their personal, but we can talk about that ourselves.
Yeah, and so you'll just want to make sure that everybody who needs to have access has their own login.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to close up team. We're going to click on settings and account. So in here we have parent-facing stuff. So your logo and a phone number and email address that parents can contact you at if they have questions.
Yeah. Okay.
At the very bottom of this page, you can add your waiver.
Oh, okay. So that would automatically be ask the parent to sign?
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any questions on this?
No.
So that's the settings and account.
Settings, account, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I think that the email came in, so we're going to flip back and talk about this export.
All right.
Oh, it did not. I have all these other emails, but not that one yet, because it's not, this fake account is so silly. It's not real. So some of the stuff just is not awesome. So what I can do is I'll pull a real one and I'll kind of edit it from a real person's account so that it's not real contact information, and then I can send it to you. But I have a
sense. Yeah, what it looks like.
I would really encourage you to, when we get off the phone, to check out the videos of the app, because it's going to be pretty similar, right? Like what the information that you see with the roster is all in the app.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing that we are going to cover is how to implement to your website. But I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I know that you wanted to get live fairly soon. Did you want to talk about how to implement, or would you rather take a little break, work on your schedule, and do all that stuff in here, and then we could have another implementation call maybe early next week?
What does the implementation call would cover?
How to link to your, how to turn your schedule like this. And remember we looked at, remember I sent a page that looked like this that you mentioned that you wanted to learn how to customize and stuff? So that you could, implementation meaning how you're going to translate this onto your actual website.
Okay.
I think
it'll turn into, if you want to do it this way, so Little Artistas in the Bay Area, they are a great partner, and this is what their Connect schedule looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to know that.
This is kind of a whole other beast.
Yeah, that takes more time, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it'll take about 30 minutes, so at least, depending on questions and stuff. But I think that because I really don't want to like blow a gasket. If you guys would like to kind of take some time to start working in the dashboard, make your schedule perfect, get your feet wet a little bit, we could revisit in a couple days and talk about then how to implement onto your website so you guys can get live.
Okay. Yeah, I would like to, ideally, Alyssa, depends on your time. Can we do the implementation like on Friday?
This Friday, right now, I'm actually totally booked.
Oh, you are.
I am. The Fridays, for some reason, are really tight for me. People love to get in there on Friday. So unless I can let you know if somebody cancels, though.
Okay.
And what about
Monday's your next day?
Monday would be my next day, and I do have time on Monday.
Okay. And do you have time on Thursday?
Tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh, it's Thursday's tomorrow?
Yeah, Thursday's tomorrow. I mean, I do, but I'd like to give you guys a little bit more time to work in there.
Yeah, let's do Monday then.
Okay.
Monday, what time? Like a 1 o'clock?
Yeah, 1 o'clock works.
Okay.
Same time?
Yeah, Monday at 1.
Okay, great.
So we will get everything sorted out. One more question before we leave.
Sure.
How do the question in terms of the layout from Parenthood, as I said, I would like to have the camp for pre-K separated from
that's all going to be implementation stuff, right? So you don't want it to be all in this one mess of a list. You want to separate it from one to the other. So we'll talk about that when we talk about implementing.
Okay. That's fine. So right now
it's all just some filtering magic.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't want to overwhelm you just yet.
Okay.
Because it can be a lot. I know that this is a lot to take in, So what I'm going to do is we'll hang up here. This video that I've been recording, it'll take a little while to like download, and, I can send that to you in a couple hours. But as soon as we hang up, I'm going to send you an email, and it's going to have all your login information, all that stuff I promised, the information about the FAQs, how to contact for help, the widget, or I'm sorry, the app pictures and videos and stuff. So feel free to check that out, and then we can revisit Monday and go through other questions and talk about how to implement to your website.
Okay.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good. Just Alyssa, I will work on the finance part, and you can look at the specific sessions.
Sounds good. I can play around with it and just try to figure it out.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just look at, like the Anyway, you and I can talk. We don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks so much for your time,
Oh,
ladies.
Sorry. So,
yeah.
oh,
Go ahead.
oh, sorry. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. Okay.
All right. Thanks, ladies. We'll chat soon.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you for your time.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Marie.